Hey guys, welcome back to another tutorial. Today I am going to show you how to do a quick and easy snow globe tumbler. I got some UV DTFs from Slide Hustle on Etsy and I just decided to throw them on this little snow globe that I had on hand. So I'm just going to take a bunch of Halloweenish colors and I'm going to mix it together. I didn't measure anything. As you can see, I'm just dumping things until I get a good color that I like. So mix up whatever you want. I'll link the glitters for this below in the description box as well as a discount code for you. But like I said, just kind of put them together and see what you like. And once we've got a good glitter custom mix color that we like, that kind of coordinates with the UV DTFs that you're using, we're going to start putting those into the snow globe and then we'll fill that with liquid. Normally I use painter's tape around the top rim to make sure I don't get a bunch of fallout, but I had so much excess glitter that I didn't really care and I wasn't going to use it again. I didn't really care if it kind of fell off the edge, so I didn't bother taping it. I should have. It made a way bigger mess than it normally does, but I'm just going to put that in that little bottom hole in the bottom of my snow globe. I'm going to shake it around as I'm filling it just to make sure it's got kind of a consistent volume on each section of the snow globe, and then we'll fill it a little bit with liquid, shake it up so not, we don't have everything compacted in the bottom, and then we'll fill it up a little bit more and then a little bit more glitter, just alternating until you get a good kind of mixture and everything is floating around like you want it. I am using a pre-mixed solution. I will link that tutorial in the description as well. I came up with something maybe like a year or so ago. I just was kind of throwing together a bunch of ingredients to see what I could find to make a good floating solution because everything seems to just kind of sink to the bottom. And I came up with something just out of the blue that worked really well. So I'll link that for you guys. You can replicate that if you want. We're going to make sure to pop that cork in the bottom, and then we're going to use this cool spiderweb. It's actually marbling, but I use it for spiderweb effect during the fall season. So we're going to use this white marble. I'll link the paint below as well. This is really easy to overdo, so just a quick little spritz of it and make sure your tumbler is far away while you're spraying it, and it should be good. Just a couple of spritzes around the cup to give it a spiderweb look. Once that paint is completely dry to the touch, I'm going to go over that with a coat of Flynn Sisters regular setting epoxy. We'll let that spin and cure overnight. One thing I did forget to mention, once I put this epoxy on this tumbler, I did go around the very top edge of it with a baby wipe, and I made sure to wipe away any excess epoxy that had kind of fallen over that top rim. I just want to make sure that this was really nice and sealed. There was nothing coming up over the edge, so we got a nice seal on our lid as well. Once that first coat of epoxy is cured, I'm going to cut out my elements from my UV DTF sheet. I'm going to use some of the Ghosties and then the little bows on there. You can see the color in the bows coordinates with the colors that I chose for my glitters. So we're just going to pull back the transfer carrier sheet on each of these. I laid down my biggest elements first, and then we'll fit the bows in between those negative spaces. But I wanted to make sure that I got those big pieces or those big elements on my cup before I started laying the bows down to make sure everything looked kind of consistently placed. So we're going to pull that back off. Make sure your epoxy is fully cured when you do this, otherwise it will lift from the tumbler and then you're going to have to strip everything and restart. And I'm just going to let you guys watch this as I lay these elements down, and I'll see you in the next steps. While that next coat of epoxy is curing on my turner, I took the lid of this Snowglobe tumbler and I sanded it down just very lightly with a light grit sand block or sandpaper, wiped that down with rubbing alcohol. If you've rhinestoned on a plastic lid before, you know that rhinestones don't stick very well to plastic, so buffing that surface really helps to adhere that glue and that rhinestone to the lid. So the first thing we're going to do is go around the rim with our black rhinestones. I'll link the colors for you guys in the description. These are from Flynn Sisters Supply Shop, and I'm using this as kind of an outline or a guideline for my inner rhinestone mix that I'm going to use. I don't want any rhinestones hanging off the edge. To give it this clean, crisp look, we're just going to go around the rim first, and then once that is in place, we can kind of fill the inner sections in and make sure it's within those guidelines. So I'm just kind of making sure things are evenly spaced and in a completely straight circle as I'm going around, and then we'll go in and fill that middle section in. I did start around the straw portion of it to make sure everything was nice and tight around there, and then I'm just going to fill it in as I see fit. This rhinestone mix is called Abraxus. This is discontinued. It's from Flynn Sisters Supply Shop. I got it a couple of years ago and I've just never used it, and I thought it would be perfect to go with this, but you can make your own mix. She's got a ton of individual colors on her website, or you can use this if you've got it on hand. So I'm gonna let this play through and I'll see you at the end. All right, that is it for this quick and easy tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed this Halloween tumbler. I love how this lid turned out. I am obsessed with this rhinestone mix. I wish it was still in stock. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the bell button for notifications on future tutorials, and I'll see you in the next video.